So Helldivers 2 is changing in many ways, and recently we just got a brand new patch which pretty much shows a lot of that, and some people think it's a good thing and some people are not so sure on it. I'm personally someone who likes what they're doing. I feel like we've got a great dev team behind us to bring us the best game possible. I love making these videos because I want to debate with you guys in the comments section and just sort of share some thoughts and feelings on why the game is changing in many ways and kind of forever in a way, because you have to remember they have even when they launched this game, it's completely changed direction than they ever thought it would do, just due to how popular it is and the demand on it, and it's absolutely crazy. So let's get straight into things and talk about why the game is changing forever and why I think it's a good thing, but obviously the dev team are always going to be listening to us just in case they make the wrong steps. So make sure to smash a like if you want to see more of this type of content, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and come and join us in the Discord. The link will be in the description down below. So, let's talk about things. So, Helldivers dropped, obviously, not that long ago, and it had a very sort of slow start. It didn't explode straight onto the scene, but a few people, it kind of was a word of mouth thing, right? When they released it, they had like the tens of thousands of players, and the team was so grateful, for so happy. And then kind of off the back of Power World, I'm not saying it was Power World that made Helldivers great, because the game itself is unbelievable. I've never had this much fun in a game in such a long time. But kind of in this new wave of where like AAA games had been dominating, and then these new indie studios have just been like releasing these games that are like half the price of these AAA studio games and like so much more fun and not a broken buggy mess, which a lot of the top games are like. And then as it's grown, they've sort of changed the way they do things, and the game is going to go into a completely different direction as they first thought out. So, it's going to be constantly live ops, everything like that. They're going to change things on a daily basis, daily orders with the major orders and all of that stuff, and I think it's great. So with the new patch that we got recently with the balance changes, this was the first balance patch that we had. It did sort of change a lot of meta builds, and I have to be honest, was someone that was using one of the meta builds for a little while, and I did like it, but I still sort of stand by my opinion. Please don't hate, because I have said it in a few other videos and people haven't been happy. I am someone that's happy to sit and see what the devs want to cook up for us, because one thing that sort of destroys a game over time, in my personal opinion, is if you let the same old thing run on time after time again, same metas, same stuff. It gets very boring, and it's the same in every single game. And what they're trying to do is sort of leave a lot of questions for players and lots of mysteries, and for people to find out, to find out what's the next best thing. And yeah, obviously, what was it? The guns that got changed recently was the SG-225 Breaker, which has been nerfed, the SG-8 Punisher, and we had the Breaker, Spray and Pay. The Railgun got a massive nerf. The Flamethrower got a massive buff. The Laser Cannon got a nerf. The Shield Backpack got a nerf. And the Barrages, I think they got... this is what they said on them. So they said the fantasy of these is an artillery storm, denying entry to the area in which they are active and raining down powerful shells on the target for a longer duration. They are primarily different from Eagle stratagems in that while the Eagle strikes are fast to arrive and have pinpoint accuracy, these have a longer active time but are less accurate. They have, however, not delivered on the feel of being active much longer, or the saturated area denial effect. To bring them closer to the fantasy, we have decreased their scatter area and given them an extra salvo. They should still solve a different problem than the Eagles, but have more value now. So they're doing this with lots of different stuff, and there was something I wanted to read to you guys from one of the devs. It was from Patrick Lasota, I'm hoping I pronounced that right. Says, I was the designer on the first Helldivers, and I'm currently head of product testing at Arrowhead. A bit of a interesting title, but what it means in this context is that I'm responsible for how Arrowhead listens to feedback and balances its games. I'd like to talk about the changes we made in this patch and why. And he goes on to say he goes on to talk about the primary weapons and pretty much says how, you know, they want primary weapons not to be the most powerful thing in the game. They want you to rely on your stratagems. They want you to rely on your heavy weapons. The primary weapons are simply there as support, and you can take down the sort of smaller Autobots or bugs that you fight along the way. So they also go on to talk about and say how the game is going to be constantly never-ending balance changing. That's pretty much their own words there. There's going to be this is a series of never-ending balance changes. They want this game to live on for years and years to come. They don't want this to be a quick cash grab. I think we already know that's not happening with the amount of work the team have been putting in, but they want to keep the game fresh and balance things all the time. So maybe one day the railgun, obviously, as we said, or the laser cannon was like one of the most OP things, and then next on, was it the laser cannon? Let me just double check, because the laser cannon that that's got additional damage now, so that's actually got a buff. Sorry about that, guys. But, let's just say the railgun and the breaker was the meta at one point, and then they're just trying to freshen things up and change things, and they're going to be adding new content. We got the mechs coming as well, the first one, which I can't wait for. I made a video on that the other day, and there's just going to be more and more added in that they didn't even know themselves. Yes, they knew the mechs were coming early on into the game, but it's going to turn into a game that's going to be even better with the money that they're generating from the sales of this game. If I'm correct right now, if I go onto the Steam charts right now, Helldivers is still the #1 top selling game right now, and it's been in the charts for 7 weeks, literally smashing numbers we never expected. And if you go onto the Steam charts right now, this is 1:30 a.m. in the UK for me. It's actually #2 now, ahead of Dota 2, just below Counter-Strike. And, it's fantastic just to see a game like this, which wasn't even meant to be anywhere near as popular. Of course, they wanted it to be, but obviously they didn't expect it. Did they, it would be in their wildest dreams to think that Helldivers was going to be sitting up there with Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, smashing Apex Legends, PUBG numbers. It's just so nice to see. And what I think can learn from this, and I saw a video the other day saying how Helldivers 2 has kind of made an impact and changed the gaming industry as a whole forever, is the fact of just, you don't need to charge $70 for a AAA game, which you're just going to be disappointed by. The gaming industry went so far deep into this money-grabbing, painful microtransaction land, and people were sick of it. Who remembers the golden age of gaming? For me, my golden age of gaming was Halo. I'm 24, turning 25 next month. And when I was 10 years old, 11 years old, even younger than that, playing Halo 3, I had the best memories that I made with my friends that I will never ever forget until the day I die. And the one thing with Helldivers that I love is it's really bringing back that old school feel to gaming again. And I just think not only is Helldivers changing their game forever, but they're changing the industry forever. And I hope to see, I've been having this conversation with all my friends on nights out when we go to and just catch up with each other and everything, and just talk to them and pretty much just say that I see a future in gaming without microtransactions. Now, I'm not saying that's completely all of them. I think we're more than happy to have a store that you can go and purchase things to, buy skins or whatever. Then that's cool, that's fine. Or buy the brand new DLC. Nothing wrong with that. Hard work from the developers that they've put in, to get rewards from it. And as I said, I've never ever seen a problem with that. But just these games now that we've just been sitting on for the last sort of, you know, what did we say? The last 8 years, it's got seriously bad over the last 8 years, and we don't want it anymore. And we want to move forward with great games like Helldivers, and I can't wait to keep supporting the game over the next couple of years, and I hope to see success for them, and I want it to keep growing. I'm excited for new content over time, and let's just keep smashing it. So I know this video went a little bit off the track of talking about Helldivers itself in the gameplay aspect, because, you know, that's going to change loads, as I've mentioned, over time with balance changes. But I just wanted, again, just jump into the fact of how it's actually changed the gaming industry, and if more studios, indie studios, you know, and even AAA studios can learn from this, you know, like, who plays Skull and Bones? Is it any good? I'd never bought it. I was talking about that game for about 5 years, and I never ended up buying it, because I don't want to buy a game I'm just sailing around on a ship and not being able to do anything, you know, considering I used to be able to do that on Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you know, and had so much of a better experience 10 years ago. So big shout out to Helldivers, keep doing your thing. I can't wait to keep covering content for it, and thank you to everyone that did watch today's video. Please share your thoughts and feelings. I will be responding to the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video. See you guys then.